This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?
Welcome to another episode of Random Ish with Sanja. How you doing? Okay, so, this week that's coming up is an exciting one. I will be in Brooklyn. Information is on my Instagram page, SONJADNYSE, Kingston Pub House. You are in the area, definitely come through. So some support. Yes, show some support. I'm going to do it again. East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, down South music. This time I think we're going to go with the 2000s and still the 90s because, there's still a lot more cuts that I could have played. But good times. Thank you for having me back. Appreciate it. You know what else I'm appreciating is our new way of thinking and living today. So for those of you who don't know, this show is Random-ish. I basically just like to talk about random things, sometimes pick it out of a hat, sometimes just if it's been inspired by life, it keeps just showing up in my life, after I have a question, it keeps showing up. I'm like, okay, let's talk about that. And I have been meeting some really spiritually radical people, and I feel like we are just moving to this new era of creation. And it's like a new frontier. Hate to borrow the words from, what is that, Star Trek? But I feel like we need some new definitions for life, right? Everybody is now more woke. Okay, let me not say everybody. Majority of people are waking up, right? And I think that there is a still bit of a push-pull, and maybe it's just within myself, of what it means now to be spiritual. Something that I've always believed is that the human body is a beautiful thing, and our sexuality is just a part of who we are naturally. And I've always, with religious people, made jokes and saying, well, why is your hand the perfect length for your own pleasure? Why does the female body have that for the anatomy? Really why is the male, G-spot where it's at? You know what I'm saying? So I've always believed that our creator and how we procreate and make people, creator's got to be cool. I'm just saying, right? I feel like we need to have a new definition of what it means to be spiritual and what that entails. I'm not talking about religious, so to speak, because I know when I think of spirituality, I have a picture of monks and people sitting in huts and nuns and then I see a Bible, and then you see church, and then you see a cross and then you see yogi people and me. Well, these are the things that run through my mind when I think of spirituality, and I don't necessarily see the picture of an everyday person walking in the streets. I see somebody who's literally removed themselves from the world and has removed themselves in some kind of way, or is only associating with like-minded people and, is not a individual, out and about. I feel like spirituality before was really taught to us to mean that you don't care about the material world and that you don't care about material goods and that your whole entire life existence is just to serve mankind. I know that I've certainly bought into that before myself. I definitely used to have a mantra of that my spirituality is so golden that I don't need money to get the things that I get, and that, people should be listening to me because how the hell am I doing any of these things that I'm doing? And I'm trying to tell y'all. But what's funny is I now come to realize that everything is spiritual because everything has life essence flowing through it. And things that are going on, we don't necessarily understand because we're not outside of the situation to be able to have a broader perspective. But I will say this. I think we are gaining in this broader perspective thing. And I think that spirituality can mean all different kinds of things. And I think that we are also now beginning to realize that you could be spiritual and still suck a mean one. You could be spiritual and still twerk. You could be spiritual and you could still be out there and living your best life. You know, it doesn't, you could be spiritual and you can be in love with men and women. You could be fluid. You could be a woman that identifies as a man. You could be a man who identifies as a woman. You could, you know, I believe that we are now having an understanding that spirituality is a broader perspective than we've ever even really took into consideration. And I think that we need to come up with some new words. One that I came up with is spiratchet. But here's the thing, right? Ratchetness because of the nastiness, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the crazy, just fun loving, like, you know, just fun loving, you know, and crazy, but not like beating bitches' ass and stuff, not ratchet. So, but I think that we need a new word. I think that we need to have some new words and we need some new just meanings to what it means to be spiritual today, being in connection with our source and loving others, not on some like gooey loving up all on them and stuff like that, but just loving and respecting that everybody has the right to choose whatever the heck it is they want to choose. And everybody's going through their own journey. Everybody's going to get the lessons the way they're going to get them. And our job just be a light, you know, and listen, and you never know where it's going to take you. But anyway, I'm just saying, am I the only person who's having this revelation or these thoughts that I feel like we need to have some more spiritual leaders who are more like real, you know what I mean? Just real, like really like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Here's my thing is, will people accept that? That's my question. Is will people accept that? Will people ever get to the point to understand that a lot more is accepted than you think because you really don't know what the heck is going on, where a person is at, and, you know, yada, yada. We're not God. Until we pass, you still don't know. You know, everybody's just guessing out here pretty much. But I do think that there's definitely signs that there's some kind of loving force that's like, you know, out there. It's here to guide us and help us. And as far as I could tell, let me tell you something. I have done so much that in my own mind, I have condemned myself 1,000,000 times. And yet I feel that that I'm not condemned. You know what I'm saying? It's only me condemning myself. You know what I'm saying? Because there's too many things that I've seen that I'm like, well, wait a minute. You still with me? Well, wait, you still love me? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I feel like there's just a lot that we don't understand, but I am putting it out there that we are going to have more people having peace and more people having joy and having an understanding of our Creator, because they're not going to think that being spiritual means that you don't have sex, that you don't drink, that you don't smoke, that you don't cuss, that you don't twerk your ass, that you don't be out there doing your thing, that being spiritual means that you just a church girl or a church boy and you just, you know, because that's not what it means. You know what I mean? So I ask, and I'm saying is, put it out there to the universe that our spiritual leaders that we got out there and people who are out there trying to lead people to the light, that we start being real and showing the mercy that's really been put on us and how you was out here acting a damn fool and you still get loved. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean that you need to go change up your whole damn life. I think that's why people be having all kinds of issues and stuff like that, because then they find God and think they got to be perfect, and then they try to get perfect, and then they be stressing out, and then they be bringing diseases on themselves, and then they're like, but God, I thought you loved me. And God's like, because I told you, you ain't had to change. Ain't nobody told you that you needed to change. Just told you to love me. That's all. I'm just saying, you know, I mean, we all grow, But I don't think that it's right that we're telling 70-year-olds that you can't go twerk and go dance and go do whatever you want to do. Honey, if that's what you want to go do it. If you want to go sit and, read a book and that's what you want to do, go do it. But don't be sitting and reading a book because you think that that's what makes you spiritual. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Let's be free. Let's start coming up with some new, meanings where we're showing the reality and how we really love. And that's through acceptance. Acceptance of self. I'm spiratchet. Wait, spiratchet. Yeah, I don't know. You just got to figure it out. Anyway, I'm out of here. You enjoy yourself, love yourself, be a total whole person, right? And enjoy and embrace your spiratchet self.
This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?